Okay, so one way that you can hem spandex isn't really technically a hem, but it's a cut hem. So I wanted to get into that. I've got this practice skirt that's mostly made. Unlike a lot of hems, I will usually do a cut hem before I attach it to the dress. I just find it easier to lay it out flat. Usually I'll do a cut hem as a symmetrical thing. So it's easier to be able to fold it out flat like this if it's not assembled. And for a cut hem, you want to have an idea of what you're looking to do and basically how deep up you want the cut to be. There's two schools of thought on how you can do this. You can cut your skirt so that it's at the longest point you want it, so regardless of how far up you cut. Alternately, you can decide you want the minimum length. So say I know that I want at least this much skirt, and just cut your pattern longer and cut away to that minimum coverage that you want. That's going to depend on your sport and your sport's rules. Some have different rules about how high a hem can be. Personally, I would go by the highest cut as your hem, because I don't think they're going to go by the lowest a flap will go down. If you're doing an asymmetrical one, you can just cut as is. If you're looking to do more of a symmetrical cut and or be just quicker with it, I like to match up the seams and get a fold going. And then you just cut however you want to do it. So like say I want to do like a random flames, I'll just cut however, you know. Try to make it pretty clean cuts. So like a nice sharp scissors is a good idea. But you just basically cut whatever your pattern's going to be. I just hear happy little trees for some reason. They're happy little flames. And take your time. But basically that's it. You're going to go the whole way around it. And you're going to end up with something like that. Now I did take this out because I want to show you another way that you can do this. If you're not as confident with freehanding it, what I like to do is I'll draw my hem on a piece of medical exam table paper. I'm just going to use this as an example, so it's not a full skirt. I sprayed the wrong side of it, so not the side that I used marker on, but the other side with some spray adhesive. It's been a few minutes, so it's not super tacky. And I'm just going to put that down, spread it out. So if this was your skirt, you'd want to cut it to the actual skirt pattern and do it. But basically, just use that as your guide. And cut, you know, your basic scallops, or if you want to do something more intricate, you can always, you know, draw it on the paper and edit it as you go. Usually what I'll do is I'll do it in pencil or pen until I'm happy with the design, and then I'll use a marker to go over the actual edge that I plan to cut, just in case there's like multiple and I don't want to screw up which one is actually supposed to be the cut. But see, if this was a skirt, then I'll just pull this off. Because it's a repositionable spray and I put it on this side, it doesn't transfer to this. But then I've got, you know, my cut edge hem. Spandex, as long as you're using a good quality spandex, that's not going to fray, it's not going to rip. So you can just cut it and leave it. You know, you don't need to treat it with any kind of fray check or anything. So that's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and finish the skirt and assemble it, and that's that. So I've assembled the skirt, putting it in with the practice skirt, and there's my cut hem. And like I said, you can do any shape you want. You can do scallops or flames or anything really. So that's the finished product.